I had the CNBC up while they're on commercial. I apologize. We were going over this funny little meme. The economy is booming. We created 6 million jobs this year, says the boss. And the employee lady says, yeah, I have 3 of them and I still can't pay my rent. So here's what's interesting is we actually went over this. These jobs numbers, they keep reporting jobs the first of the month, and then they revise them 3 weeks later. And we keep getting these numbers that are being revised way, way lower, meaning that they say at the first of the month, hey, jobs are way up, we're looking great. And then they revise them and they're like, oh, wait, 3 weeks later, okay, all the numbers came in. And actually, no, they don't look very good. In fact, you might remember, I think it was just 6 months ago, back in December, they said something like, hey, at the first of the month, hey, last month we created 1 million new jobs, and then they revise it to be like, oh wait, we actually lost 10,000 jobs. So how that happens, I don't know. But I had mentioned right here, okay, so that EBITDA recession, right? Well, here's this tweet from the other day. The guy says, in the quote, in 4 of the last 5 quarters, gross domestic output has been negative. Okay, you remember last summer when we were debating what the heck is a recession? The government and the government officials kept saying, no, 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP. We don't really think that's a recession anymore. We actually think it's gross domestic output, GDO. Well, as of this month, we've now had 4 of the last 5 quarters of GDO being negative, and so by their own terms, we're again in a recession. However, we just don't even talk about those things anymore. Again, to add on to more pain, the EU officially announced that they are in an official recession, primarily because of energy prices being so bad. The only reason the United States is not feeling that as badly is, one, their reliance on Russia, which our previous president warned them about multiple times, but also in the United States we have our strategic petroleum, which is something that's supposed to be for emergency use only, but our current White House is draining it massively right now. Let's see, SPR Chart, Y charts, and you can see right here, oh wait, that's Spirit Aero Systems. It's this one right here. You can see right here just how much it's been drained. Almost 50% of our strategic oil reserves have been drained in the last 12 months. You can go like a 10 years, like that's how it should look. It should look like this here, just kind of sideways, up or down a little bit, but not. And here, January of 2021, you can see this is the area where the current White House took over. So that is kind of why we haven't had it as bad. And so what is causing this, right? That's what we want to know. What's causing this and how do we fix it? Well, thank goodness the head of the European Central Bank, Christine Lagarde, if you know that name, maybe you recognize this face. She's just been kind of passed around all of the various areas. I believe, she at the IMF a few years ago, running the International Monetary Fund. She probably had a stint at the World Bank at one point. She's currently one of the heads of the European Central Bank. She's a French lady, and listen to what she tells you is the reason for inflation and bad economy.
Climate change affects inflation, and inflation is the beast that all central bankers, whether they wear a green jacket or not, want to tame and discipline. Number 2, because it affects our balance sheet. Whether it's a 3 trillion or a 7 trillion balance sheet, it is affected by climate change. Climate change affects inflation.
So there you go. And if we can just stop the clouds from moving, we can get inflation back down. And I'm not really sure exactly how they're going to do it. You probably saw New York City is not going to allow you to do like coal ovens for pizza, so that might do it. But hey, inflation is caused by climate change. So what they think maybe we should do is just print more money.